Man, what is up, you bums? We're back here today. SPL Week 4, Blunder versus Cdumas. So let's get some backstory real quick. Yes, I'm using the greatest team of all time, CTC's Glalie team. He made me this shit like 8 months ago for ladder, and I thought it was really good. If you've seen my channel, you're no stranger to this team at all. This is basically turn Glalie. You turn Coco, you turn Lando Glalie. It's basically turn Glalie built for tournament. But yeah, I actually wanted to use this team, and I knew I wanted to use this team like one of the first few days I was preparing to play Cdumas. We played on Sunday, so we spent the whole week, and like I had my team ready by like Thursday. I was actually supposed to play him on Thursday, but something came up, so I couldn't play him in time. But I knew I always wanted to use a Glalie. The reason I picked Glalie, because you might think, why would you ever use Glalie? Well, I trust this team because, again, I've played it so many times. I know the ins and outs. I know exactly how to play this team. So it's not like a team I had to test at all. I actually believe in Glalie. I think it's pretty good. I think it's way better than Kieran Black, first of all. I think Kieran Black is trash. If you want to lose Pokemon games, just use Kieran Black. But Glalie, the reason I picked it is it has access to spikes. Ice ground stab is very good. It's basically like Mamoswine, honestly. Explosion is an insane move that can kill like everything. It's so nice. Like, I truly believe in Glalie, and I think that if you face teams that don't have Scizor, you should always get a kill with Glalie. Always. Rest of the team fills in pretty nicely to make a nice offensive team. Rest of the team fills in pretty nice to make a nice offensive team. What do I even mean by that? But I have two setup sweepers, Hawlucha and Magearna, which are able to basically pull the game back no matter what if I fuck around too much. Coco is just there to bring terrain, Feeny because I need an Ash Grand check and a Water check, Heatran check, all that shit. And then Landers. I mean, Landers is just defensive. I have Papa Berry. Originally, I had Custab Landers, but yeah, I mean, CTC made me this team 8 months ago, but we just edited the sets a little bit for current meta, which really wasn't that much. He didn't even want me to use this team. He's like, dude, Glalie's trash, don't use it. But I was like, dude, no, I need to use Glalie because Cdumas uses a lot of like balanced, bulky offense teams. He hasn't been having the best tournament this year. He's usually like a extremely consistent player. But he just has kind of been falling off a little bit lately. He actually requested to play me. He said he really wanted to play me. So I said, let's get it. But he brought Rain, which I was pretty surprised by. I didn't think he was going to use Rain. And he brought like the most standard Rain, like the sample team Rain. But this is also the best Rain in my opinion as well. This is the only team I would ever use if I used Rain. So I knew all the sets going into it. I knew it's Shift Gear Mag. I know it's Ash Grand Specs, Stealth Rock Pert. The Torn can either be Life Orb or Helmet. When I run this team, I run Life Orb, but he's going to be Helmet, as you're going to see later. Anyways, going into the game, I figured, wow, Glalie has a great matchup. Feeney's going to be important, and Hawlucha can sweep. Only thing I got to watch out for is Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn's actually kind of annoying. I don't really have switch-ins to it, because my team can't really damage it that well without Hawlucha, Magearna Focus Blast, or I have to explode on it, which means I lose my Glalie. So yeah, but past that, I was thinking I can do this. I mean, Rain is obviously scary. Swampert's going to be the biggest bitch, of course. Swampert, I get smashed by it. But I figured that I could pull it, so let's see. I'm going to lead off with Coco. My sick man Samas leads off with Torrenty. This was a good lead because the only disadvantageous lead was Pert. I U-turn out of there, and now I'm literally just going to bring it in right now. So Glalie's in. Okay, I go for a spike here. Okay, in retrospect, I don't know if this was the play. Like, I probably could have just returned because I would have done more than half the Pelipper, and then he would have been like, oh fuck, and then I would have been able to, like, you know, keep breaking. But I don't know why I think I spiked. Okay, I remember in my head I was like, I need to spike because I need to chip Swampert. I was like, Swampert's the biggest threat. If I get up a spike and it starts taking U-turns, etc, 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 you know, I'm gonna chip that thing down and just be done with it, you know, because again, Pert's the biggest threat. So in my mind, I was like, forget killing the random bullshit, let's put Pert on a timer. So that's why I went for spike. He goes into Pelipper here. Now here I'm like, okay, I could explode, but there's not really a point in doing that because say he does switch and he keeps his Rain, then that's really bullshit for me. Like, I don't want that. Best case scenario, I kill the Pelipper right here, eliminate the Rain, and I destroy him with my mag or whatever the case may be. But I was like, what if he knows I'm Explosion? Because again, I've used this team many times, and plus, like, it's not too hard to like think what Glalie is gonna do. Like, return spikes, Earthquake is already a given. So last move's what? Ice Shard or Boom, right? So, but either way, I was like, you know what? I can keep this for later. I don't gotta be stupid yet. I'm going to switch out of there and bring in my Tapu Fini because it's the only thing I want to be able to bring in on a Scald, as he is just going to U-turn out of there and bring in his Ferrothorn. Yeah, so he brings in Ferrothorn here as I'm going to go for what? Taunt. Taunt here was a really bad play. I would say that this is definitely a misplay, that I did not think too much before I clicked this Taunt either. I need Fini healthy, obviously, to live Gren and Swampert's attacks, but then I just took 70%, so how am I going to do it with Gren now? And the thing is, I thought he was going to go for Rocks, and I did not want him getting up Rocks because I did not want Glalie to start taking big damage. But the thing is, he has a Swampert, and I know it's Rocks. And Spikes, I don't give a fuck about Spikes. So I was like, man, why did I make that play? Very stupid play on my part. It's not like it's stupid in the sense that like I just wasn't thinking. Like I just clicked it because I was like, I don't want hazards, I'm scared. But I didn't even. I completely forgot that Swampert is gonna have rocks, obviously. Anyway, I take that whip, dumbass play. Anyway, here I know 100% he's going into to Tornadus, because if he stays into whip, which he could, I am for sure gonna go into probably Landers to get on my rocks. It's very obvious that I'm gonna go into Landers or something to get on my rocks. So that's why I'm gonna go into Coco here, knowing that the Torn is coming in for sure, 100%. I know I would have taken 50%, but like I said, he is for sure going to make the mid ground there to not lose initiative. Torn's in here. I believe I go for U-turn as he stays in. Nice play on his part. As what's it called? A nice play on his part because he knew I would try to predict the Swampert, but he's able to get his own initiative by going for a U-turn here. The good thing for me though is that I am able to see that it's helmet, and I actually am happy about that. That I know it's helmet now, because that means it's not a life orb, and that means Glalie can take an attack, which is going to be important later on. In comes Pert. I was like, okay, I'm offensive. I'm gonna go to my Landers T here, expecting him to just Earthquake. As he actually does just Earthquake, which is pretty nice. I mean, he could have waterfalled there, but I thought maybe he would not waterfall just because I could be Z-Fleur, knock him out, and then it's like, oh my god, I lost my Swampert to Magearna, so I thought he'd Earthquake. Anyway, here I go for a U-turn. I'm not getting on my rocks because Torn's going to come into defog anyway, so yeah, U-turn it there. Like I said, this is Aya Papa Landers, so I can get that heal back at a later time, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, back in comes Glalie, and I was like, bet. Now I can hit my return, bro. As he's scared as hell. He's so scared of Glalie, bro. He goes for Hurricane immediately. He's like, oh no, I'm not playing with this. I'm not playing the one down. Glalie collects 1 kill. Straight off the bat, Glalie collects 1 kill. I can't even complain, baby. So that was amazing. Glalie killed something. And it got up a spike. So it already did like what I needed it to do. Like, it's basically Greninja, man. So I go into Tapu Fini here, as fortunately for me, this man does not like missing, so he's running Surf. So it's not even a 2-hit KO, and that means for me I can double back into my Glalie here and not give a shit, because I know he's going to switch into either Ferrothorn or Pelipper. And now it's time to cash out. I'm clicking Explosion, no hold bar, bang. I'm about to blow up right now on this Pelipper. Death. Destroy. There's no chance I could live that. No chance in a million years, bro. You need 500 defense EVs to have a chance at living that, on God. So I destroy that Pelipper. Rain's now gone, but I still got to watch out for Swampert. I'm bringing Sick Man Sama. I know he's going to waterfall here, but I'm going to go into Landers regardless. Now this sucks. Now I'll tell you what happened. Up until this morning, my Landers was defensive Custap, but I made it the berry. But if I kept Custap, I would have gone down to 11% and I would have exploded right there. Oh my God, bro, y'all would have been going crazy if I had that tech, but I got pussy and I was like, it's too situational. I'm gonna use Aya Papa Berry, and unfortunately, that's the berry I had. But oh my God, I would have exploded there. Pokemon would have never been the same had I stayed Custap Berry. Anyway, I'm going to Fini here, expecting the waterfall / whatever. He goes for rocks. I think that was unnecessary, but I believe he is going for a water shuriken sweep of some sort. I have to keep Fini. As he goes for Earthquake, I believe again. Yeah, he goes for Earthquake because I'm stalling out the rain at this point. He has the damp rock on pet. Like, bro, this is annoying. I gotta get like, this is really annoying. He waterfalls here. Okay. So now my win con is going for the Hawlucha sweep. That's basically what I realized. I have to pull up the Hawlucha sweep. So I'll bring back in Coco after Glalie just goes brazy. Unfortunately, I lose Lando. Now here, I live Earthquake, I live Waterfall, and he knows that if he stays in, I'm gonna U-turn into Lucha. I'm gonna get the +1 defense. I'm gonna SD. He's -2 attack. He's not gonna do shit, and then I'm gonna sweep his ass. So I knew for a fact he was going into Magearna here, but I still could not T-bolt. But I swear I knew he was going to Magearna because it's obviously set up gear. And if he goes to Ferrothorn, I'm going to get an SD with Hawlucha. He's going to lose. He's not going to go to Gren, obviously, because Gren's the win con. And again, if he stays in with Pert, I'm just going to U-turn or whatever. He's going to attack me. I'm going to get the slow U-turn into Hawlucha, and I'm going to sweep him. So I knew the only play he could go to was gear. And even then, I couldn't T-bolt there. I mean, I could have maybe, but it's also the sake of what if he really did just leave his Pert in, and then I Thunderbolted the Pert and lost, right? I obviously cannot make that play. But he makes the right mid ground going into gear because it's the only thing that can stop the Hawlucha sweep. As I bring in my own gear. My gear is Electrium Z, Thunderbolt with the terrain. I like that set a lot because you're able to just really smash steel types. He goes for a Calm Mind here as I just drop that shot on his head. And it does what? 59, which is really nice. He goes for a Thunderbolt himself here. Does a lot because, again, my terrain's still up as I shift gear. I had to shift gear here. Reason being is because otherwise Gren would come in, surf, and kill everybody. And again, I do not want that Gren getting Ash. So I T-bolt right there, knock his ass out. Get the +1 special attack, basically forcing Gren to come in. Ran the calc. I have HP, but even then, Water Shuriken just needs 3 hits to knock me out. So I got out of there and went into Tapu Fini. This Fini refuses to die. This Fini, it just refuses to die. He gets 2 Water Shuriken hits, which is very nice. Again, I'm calm. I got a good amount of Spadef for this very reason. And I believe I just Nature's Madness here. I believe. Yeah. My Fini hits about like 255 speed. But I'm slower than Pert. He's Jolly Pert. I ran the calcs, so I had to get out of here right now. Couldn't afford to stay in, unfortunately, so I'm gonna go into my Coco and I just sacked that shit to an Earthquake right now, so I can bring in Lucha for free and basically go for it now. I have to go for it. It's my only play. So I bring in Lucha. I know Ice Punch is gonna do an unholy amount of damage even at +1 defense, and I don't have Roost, so the only play here for me is just to Acrobatics. Knock him out, and now it comes down to Lucha and Gren. I was really afraid of the possibility of Ferrothorn living my HJK, but that could only happen if it was Choppleberry, and more often than not, Ferrothorns are now Spadef more than Fizdef. So he goes into Gren here to bait the Acro so that I get enough chip for Water Shuriken, which was a good play that I didn't even think about. I should have HJK'd actually, looking back at it. But yeah, I HJK here now, and I knocked that shit out. Luckily, I don't miss, and I'm at 63%. It's funny. Another change I made right before the game is I made my Lucha faster. Originally, my Lucha was just like max HP, max attack. Like, I didn't even have that much speed because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be under unburdened. No one's outspeeding me anyway. But then I was like, oh, what if he brings Sand Excadrill? And I was like, whatever. I just scared myself, and then I made it a faster set. So I actually have less bulk. So this Water Shuriken can kill me if he gets 5 rolls. So I was like, oh shit. But he goes for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fortunately, that's all he gets. And I knock him out with Acrobatics, and that gets me the win. And that was that. Crazy game. Crazy game. Glalie went off. What can I say? Glalie went crazy. But I knew it was going crazy. I told you, there's a reason I brought this shit. I know it's crazy. Actually, I played Cdumas like a year and a half ago in OLT playoffs, and I remember I used a Kyurem Black versus him, which was the same mentality I had a year and a half ago, because I was like, this guy always uses these cores. I like those ice types. But now I don't even like Kyurem B, so I just picked the next best thing. And I remember when I played him, my Kyurem B went crazy on him, and I was like, damn, so I'm just going to bring Glalie and just do the exact same thing. And that's really what I did here today. I just brought Glalie and it went off, and I was really happy that this pick worked. Like, I know this team looks like a fun heated team, but like, I trust these teams. Like, they're pretty decent. I mean, offense is offense, right? Anyone can win with offense if you play well enough. And I thought I played pretty well, barring taking the Power Whip. That was a really horrible play, and this game should have been a lot easier. I mean, I don't think he should have lost after he hit my Fini with Whip, but I think he let himself get into a little bit of a reactive position once my Glalie started coming in, and after I boomed on Pelipper, like, I was able to somehow inch it back. But yeah, this was versus the Evergrande Bigs. At this point, we had already won the week, so my game really didn't matter, but I was still going to bring this team, and I wasn't going to just not play because my game didn't matter. I'm not stupid like that. So now next week, so now we're 3rd in the rankings because we destroyed this team. We won 9-3. We won last week 9-3 as well. Like, my team been going off, so we're 3rd right now. This coming week, week 5, we play the Wolfpack, which is the 1st ranked team. They're ahead of us right now, but we're already up 1-0 on them because one of my guys, the RBY player Troller, already won on the first day, so he put us up a nice win to start off with. I'm gonna be at SM. I'll be playing Saturday versus Kickasser. He's 4-0. He's very good, so that's gonna be a great match, hopefully. And shout out Glalie, shout out Lower Squads. Man, you know the drill. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.